I'm Mike Bowers. I'm talking pictures this morning with cartoonist for the Canberra Times, David Pope. Welcome, David.
G'day, Mike. How you going?
With his proposal for a plebiscite, Tony Abbott knows now what it feels like when someone says no.
Yes.
Coming back on him.
This is a great cartoon from John Kadelka here on the plebiscite.
Yeah.
Got the question there?
Do you support a carbon tax, yes, no? If Tony isn't going to pay any attention to the result, if you say yes, is this a bit of a pointless and expensive stunt? We'll just tick that. Yes. Stop the waste. And Tony, hey.
I don't think Tony really thought through how the question was going to be phrased, and John's just pointed that out beautifully, I think. And that's what Zanetti's picked up on here.
Do you want a carbon tax? Yes, no on the board with no ticked, and Tony saying, well, you'll be staying here all night until you get your answer right.
Not a good look, was it?
No, not really.
And consequently, the thing did crash and burn fairly quickly.
And your take on the whole thing is just beautifully. You've been getting a lot of kudos lately for your draftsmanship.
Thanks very much. Look, watching the plebiscite stunt at work, and really he was up against the stunt master, which is fielding this week. It ain't over till the skinny guy swings. And just to see Tony reaching out and then to find that Steve has just got the arms crossed. In his last sort of hurrah.
His last hurrah.
Yeah.
You know,
we noticed him,
There was a note of absurdity in Parliament as all this sort of weirdness is going on, but the high watermark, I think, was Bob Catter, and there's a sort of an air of Mardi Gras sort of about the hats.
And I think Parliament needs more Mardi Gras myself.
Aren't they? Fun, wacky waxters, those
crossbenches. It's a new paradigm.
It is a new paradigm with hats.
Yeah.
We can't let this go without happy 1 year, Julia.
Oh, yes.
You know? I mean, I got an invite to the party, did you?
Look, to be honest, no.
Boy.
No, I had to read about it in the media.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't get an invitation, and I'm not upset about it, but, it's not that far from where I live, so...
Bill Leach picked up the ALP, the Assassinated Leaders Party. First, let me thank you for your support during what has been a difficult and sometimes rather lonely year.
Look, it's a reminder of how much support Rudd had in the party at the time he was deposed a year ago.
Yeah, well, he was a member of a very lonely faction, the News Poll faction.
That's right. And when he announced that he was going to have a party, as a cartoonist, that's just gold.
You would have gone, oh, thanks, I'm home early tonight. The hijinks continued in parliamentary question time where Julie Bishop got up and asked a question about whether he was going to go back to Bougainville. Didn't Julia look happy?
Well, look, you know, you're a photographer.
Yeah.
You know we can sit in press gallery land and take a million photos until we get the one that tells
press
that story.
Press gallery land, that's just next to
Centenary Report land. That's right.
David, there's no doubt who thinks they're the real life of this particular party, and it's not Julia, and you sort of see it as being in free fall.
Well, just in this anniversary week, we've got the polls, pretty dire primary vote numbers for the government. And I guess there's that question of how long do they hold their nerve for? I mean, sometimes cartooning is trying to find the metaphor, and it's like this little puzzle. Yeah. And you might not come up with the funniest thing, but when you can come up with it, find a way of answering that puzzle that captures how you're feeling. And for me, it was like, the Bungie government, poll numbers in free fall, and I just like that idea of, what issues are they going to use to sort of anchor this rope before it before it extends fully. And also I've got Julia here with a little carbon tax tree, and there's still 2 years to water it in and provide plenty of support there. So she's got the hold your nerve, comrades.
David, it's always a great pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for taking the time this morning.
No worries, Mike. Back to you, Barry.